Never, 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 never.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, it's so much, much more. It's so much, much more than they can see. Never, 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 never. I forgot the rest of the words of that song. What a difference these two lovers design. So much. I can't even keep a straight face. That nigga Jeffrey Osborne off the chain. Oh, what a difference between Huff and the Loud. It's so stank. So dank. Yeah. All right. Let me get off it. Oh, what a difference. Shout out to LTD. Sweetheart. Hit the intro, man. Hit the intro. They know I'm out here playing. Welcome back to another episode of Awake and Bake with BeMo. Yeah. This is your Solution Bake podcast. First thing in the morning show. Okay, we discuss new blackness, new blueprints toward blackness, all things black, blackity black. Because I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all.
Okay.
Yeah. Think of us like Howard Stern meets... Who's the other nigga I talk about? Tom Joyner. Howard Stern meets Tom Joyner with a freshly rolled blunt in the morning. Speaking of which, I need y'all to say good morning to our illustrious, our award-winning, our world-renowned producer, the lady of the house. Say good morning.
Ooh. I don't know. Good morning, y'all.
You something else, man. You something else. As always, the show is being brought to us by the Washington Informer Bridge, WIBridgeDC.com or at WIBridgeDC on all social media platforms. My man Media Prince has his new season of What's Going On DMV that's popping right now. We can check out this quick commercial from my man, the Media Prince.
We bring you culture and taste, art and entertainment. We bring you history and politics. And we got all things DC. I even got you covered, Maryland and Virginia. Welcome to What's Going On, DC.
Appreciate you, the Media Prince. If y'all haven't seen it, I am one of the new members of the DMV Men in Media. Okay? I put up the graphic yesterday, and I'm not going to talk about y'all today. But niggas love pictures, okay? Because I made the announcement a while ago. Even gave myself a little selfie to do it. But when I put the picture up yesterday, niggas congratulated me like they had never seen it before. I appreciate all the appreciation. Shout out to the Media Prince for organizing that group, the DMV Men in Media. I see y'all fellas.
You know niggas don't read, though.
Huh?
You know niggas don't read.
I don't know what's up with that. Niggas don't read.
Niggas really don't read.
We're going to have to break that curse. Maybe one day on Wake and Bake with BeMo, I'll just get on here and read. Not allowed. I'm just going to read so y'all niggas know that niggas do read. I'm reading a new Claude McKay book, actually. It's Home to Harlem. Claude McKay is one of the principal writers of the Harlem Renaissance. I have been obsessed, and that actually leads into our first topic today. I have been obsessed with the Harlem Renaissance.
Yeah.
Like, obsessed. Like I have 3 books at the office that I constantly read through and flip through the quotes and the moments that happen at the Harlem Renaissance. Yeah. And the Harlem Renaissance, it's not topic time. Hold on. It's not topic time. It's not topic time. Keep it organized, BeMo. Keep it organized. Hold on. Okay.
You want to jump right into it.
I do want to jump right into it. This morning, we're also being brought to you by the good folks at Elevated Lounge DC and my man, Chris Cardi. Okay. I got the bastard shirt on. We're going to put that clip together. It's going to be one of the commercials soon, but we bastards out here. Okay. Fuck the traditional system. Head to @ChrisCardi.com or @ChrisCardi on social media. Get you a bastard shirt right now because fuck the masters. Fuck that sexist, racist, misogynistic organization that props itself on white supremacy. We are bastardizing that image, not only as a people, but as a culture, goddammit. Make sure y'all check out Chris Cardi, okay? Somebody asked me yesterday, how come you go from being loud to quiet so fast? And I said, I learned from Stephen A. Smith, okay? I only got 1 volume. But when I come down low, it's just to set up the loud volume, okay? Okay? I'm a musician, goddammit.
I don't know if you should be taking lessons from Stephen A.
You know, sweetheart, you got a point. Sweetheart, you got a point. As always, you can always donate to the show. Go ahead to BeMoAuthentic.com/Darent, DARENT. Okay, it costs about $217 per show to make the episode. We do have 3 Patreon nights.
Hey.
Okay, we got to start shouting y'all love. This is what we're going to do. At the beginning of the show, we're going to put y'all names real big on the screen. Just be like, Izzy. That's what we're going to do. We're going to shout out our Patreon nights from episode to episode. Check that out on Thursday. But you can also become a patron night, $10 a month, or donate to the show as you see ad hoc. We just need the support to keep going. I'm going to be honest with you, sweetheart. Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you?
Always.
Always cool. I'm determined to never buy weed again.
Yeah.
I'm actually determined between the sponsors and the gifters and the donators. I feel like if we doing the work to clarify black culture, we should have to pay for no grass. I call it grass like I'm from 1975. Oh, Lord. We might as well roll up a doobie then.
Lord, how you turn into my man's from Elevated?
I don't know. You got to take me out back, sweetheart. You got to take me out back.
Chris Allen said you got Southern pastor vibes.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Damn, Fred Johnson. That's what that is.
Pastor Johnson.
Pastor Fred Johnson from Florence, South Carolina got me right. We appreciate you, Reverend Johnson. Don't shout out to the ancestors.
Shout out to my Reverend Johnson, too. Also an ancestor.
Damn, them niggas both dead. Ain't that wild?
That is wild.
I should write a book.
Yeah.
I should write a book. Because I don't think any of my Sunday school classmates are going to write about
the experience?
Yeah. Maybe Danielle. Danielle continues to surprise me from time to time. But it's that thing that people do in the North where they hear Southern people and they hear Southern people talk and they think they stupid. Did you notice that when you first came up here? Like if you spoke slower, people looked at you like you were retarded.
Yeah.
That was a bad word to use. People looked at you like you were like slow. Well, I guess retarded and slow is the same thing. And I didn't mean it in the derogatory term, excuse me, to the special needs community. But people really looked at you like you were an idiot. Like, why are you talking so slow? Nigga, that's how I talk. The fuck? Anyway, should have to write that book. But we got some great things we want to talk to you about this morning. Got some very interesting things we want to speak to you about this morning. We had 3 things, actually. We want to talk about this bitch-ass pop-up grocery store that I saw the other day. Man. I think I gave it away. But I wanted to be coy about how I introduced the topic. I guess not.
Fuck that.
Whoops. We are talking about this punk ass pop-up grocery store. I want to talk about the theory of sensationalism and quality while I give my review of the National Cannabis Fest. I might read my article just straight up out loud. Okay. And then lastly, I want to talk about the death of Black Twitter. The death of Black Twitter and you silly ass niggas. But first, let's get to this pop-up grocery store. So, I'm walking to the office. The office is on the upper side of Union Market at the top of the hill. Keyword being market. I don't know how many people are familiar with Washington, D.C., but there's an area in D.C. called Union Market. Union Market is exactly what it sounds like. It is a market within a district. International importers and exporters moving product out of the Union Market. Like if you ever been to Union Market at like noon, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You see people pushing out tons, I literally mean tons of onions. I'm seeing the major importer for oxtails selling oxtails around the corner. I'm seeing African chickens being sold. The other day, a lady walked by me and said, "Hey, do you know where the market is?" And I pointed to Union Market, and she said, "No, not that. The real market." And I said, "Oh, it's right here on the street over here. Most of the shops are closed, but check out the Mexican fruits. Check out the meat stand that's over there. Heard at good prices, right?" And talking to some of the community members from Union Market, they say that the exporters there are some of the major distributors to some of your favorite Michelin star restaurants, some of your favorite food trucks, some government entities as well. So some of the best food, the quality of food, the market of food comes from this Union Market area. So as I'm walking, to the office, which means I have to walk directly through the real market, not the fake market like the African lady told me. As I'm walking directly through the fake market, I'm going towards my coffee shop, Black-owned the Village Cafe, okay? I'm walking towards my coffee shop, and I see a red sign that flashes on my left. And it says pop-up grocer. Are you showing the image? Are you showing show the browser? You just got to pull it up. If you pull up the browser, people will see what I'm talking about. Huh?
Oh, that's the picture. Where'd it go? Where is it? Okay.
It might still be at the bottom. But as I walk by, I see the red sign that says pop-up grocer, making grocery shopping fun. Pop-up grocer making grocery shopping fun. My blood boils. Boils, I say. You see? No?
I just see I'm going to use the Google browser. Unless you had.
I thought I had one. I thought I had one of those. It might be and gentrification, part one. But either way, I'm sorry, y'all. Saw the story, walked by, immediately pissed because there was a pop-up grocery store coming to Union Market. An example. My man Boom informed me on Thursday, he sent me an article from Politico that was talking about the displacement of Black
Okay, you good.
What happened?
There wasn't a audio input on the Google search.
Which means there's no overlay on the joints either.
What you mean?
Like there's no BeMo and stuff. That's all right. Go back
Okay.
to the main scene.
Okay.
Before I start getting into some clip heavy stuff. Actually go to the gentrification screen, one of the gentrification screens. I wish I could see it, but I can't really see it right now. No, I won't be able to see it there either. That's okay. So boom, after sent me some other stats, I looked up some other things as it came to gentrification and displacement. And one of the shocking things that I learned was that in this same year of 2010 to 2020, of the 10 major cities that were once majority black, 9 of 10 of them have lost the major population of black people. Now, black people didn't die.
Right.
We didn't just die during fucking Corona. Like, we were displaced. Something happened, and now niggas is in the counties, now niggas is in the outside. And what we used to call this in urban development class at 8 o'clock in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays at Howard's, I'll never forget that time. Jesus, I only went to 7 classes. But in the 7 classes they went, they called that urban flight, being displaced.
Yeah.
So because it's almost like it's an ebb and flow game. So with the niggas in the county, the white folks want to be in the city. If the white folks in the city, if the niggas is in the city, then the white folks want to be in the county.
Yeah.
And so it just keeps going back and forth. So we get displaced and replaced, displaced and replaced, displaced and replaced. And as much as I want to give a criticism on the house buying tactics and the generational wealth that's been developed by generational Washingtonians, I don't feel like that's appropriate for the moment. What I do feel like is appropriate is that from 2010 to 2020, I feel like we've had mayors that have been people of color.
Right. Definitely.
So then what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? How do you sell out a city for money? And what's interesting is, as I'm walking past this pop-up grocer and I'm thinking about these statistics, the lady of the house, we get on the phone call because we talk all the time. We get on the phone call and the lady of the house has had some discoveries of gentrification on her own.
Yeah. I wrote some notes.
Here's with the notes, lady of the house. I find this interesting, and we're going to circle back to the example of the pop-up grocer because all this is going to make sense in a moment. Go ahead.
Okay. Have you noticed that the huge decline of the big cities in America today coincides with the collapse of the black population in these big cities? And basically gentrification is eating itself.
So as the black population declines within the city, the culture of that city is also depleted.
Right.
I want y'all to think of the noise regulations that happen downtown. If you haven't been to Gallery Place since the pandemic, I'm begging you to go this week. It's a ghost town.
Wow.
There is nothing in Gallery Place right now. Where the Ruby Tuesdays was, that whole side, all the businesses are closed.
What?
On the other, across the street where the Avita Salon was, where the Urban Outfitters was, the Urban Outfitters is now Xfinity, and everything else is closed.
What? That little candy shop is gone?
Gone.
Wow.
Gone. Empty businesses.
That's crazy.
Now, of course, this is because of the pandemic. But right before the pandemic and during the pandemic, if you remember, there was the noise cancellation policies that were happening from the residents of Gallery Place. They were saying we didn't want to hear no amplified noise. And now not only do they hear no amplified noise, they have no amplified business.
Wow.
The culture that kept them being up Gallery, gone. Vapiano's, gone.
That's
all the
wild.
restaurants and local eateries, gone. Only thing over there is fucking, I think, a Starbucks, that punk ass Clyde's, and a Chipotle, and a McDonald's. That's it.
That's it. Wow.
That's what is. I want white people to know that's what cities look like without black people.
Okay.
Ain't no flavor.
Right.
You got more notes?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, today's big cities are collapsing, but don't let the fancy restaurants, pristine glass buildings, and Whole Foods fool you, because corporatism is what's fueling the city, but today's cities feel sterile and lack a certain character, like you were just saying. And so the idea of gentrification was to revitalize, downtrodden neighborhoods and whatever. But it's become a predatory eminent domain and a prejudicial and racist system that harms the working class and low-income minority communities. But interestingly enough, when gentrification happens, crime rises as well. I mean, but we know this. And there are studies that correlate the relationship between crime and gentrification, and they found that gentrification often leads to increases in crime, like larceny and robbery. And there's two reasons for that. One is, of course, you see new, wealthier, affluent residents, and of course you're incentivized to right. And then the other reason is because crime thrives on instability, anonymity, and weaker social ties. And when you destabilize the community, you don't have those people who have been on the street for decades who are looking out for you. True. Everybody's for themselves. It's all individualistic.
Very true. I think about funny enough that your story right there makes me think about the niggas on our street. Right? But there was as y'all know, there aren't gangs per se, but I don't want y'all to think there isn't violence due to collected activity. There aren't gangs in DC because niggas never went for the blood crip situation.
Right.
Niggas was more territorial. So when I lived on our street, I say this all the time and people be laughing, but it was kind of serious. Yeah. There was a beef between the R Street niggas and T Street niggas. It's a cattle corner relationship. And back in the day, the OGs told me they called the area that I used to live in the Wizard of Oz. Really? It's one of those areas that was like you could go get crack and the police would just stand on the perimeter. What? It's one of those like free areas where they couldn't really understand and control the drugs, so they just let it happen in this area. Kind of like it was a place in The Wire that was like that too. I forgot that was in Amsterdam. I think it was called Amsterdam in The Wire. But anyway, there was basically a legalized zone of the sale of crack, which we'll get to that when we talk about the NCF here in a second. So there was a beef between the R Street niggas and the T Street niggas back from those days, like generational beef between these two neighborhoods.
Right.
One day, actually the first day I had bought all this equipment for After School All-Stars to start a DJ class. I had like 3 DJ controllers, 4 MacBooks, 4 monitors. It was like a whole bunch of like expensive equipment like in my truck at the time. Yeah. I got home, locked my car, went upstairs. I get a knock on my door like 2 hours later. Yeah. It's the OGs from the block, which is kind of weird because I didn't know exactly what they knew exactly where I stayed. It's the OGs from the block, and they're like, hey, you left your back window down. Damn. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, we've been watching it thinking that you was coming back, but you left the back window down. You might want to come close it up before somebody just starts taking shit out the back. Right. But we out here, so don't worry about it. Right. So I was like, all right, cool. Paid a nigga for an eighth, went downstairs, closed the window up. Never had a problem. Never had a crime. The only crime problem I had on our street was a shootout between the R Street niggas and the T Street niggas, and I was in my car.
And they handling their beef. That's none of your business. That's their beef.
What I'm saying is, niggas, like you said, niggas is far less to rob Miss Perkins down the street from her new Cadillac, than Teddy Jones, the new white boy, for his new fucking Tesla. Right. I want the Tesla, and I don't know you. Right. But Miss Perkins took me to Sunday school. Right. So she's straight.
Right. She used to babysit me.
She used to babysit my mother. Right. I'm not robbing that lady. Right. But there's something that you said, the gentrification eats itself. Yeah. Gentrification is supposed to heal downtrodden neighborhoods. And you know what that sounds like? That sounds like good old-fashioned colonization. Okay. That's all it says. We have to
save you
and civilize the brutes. Right. Because apparently, I mean, I'm looking at your dry cleaners, and it looks like it's 10 years out of date. So we have to replace you with this fucking eminent domain bullshit. That shit is whack. That shit is whack. And what we get, you got the picture on the screen, what we get is these super centers of gentrified areas that is nothing but motherfucking franchises. Right. Things that aren't even original to the community. Things that I don't need a Burlington coat factory. Right. Hit the gentrification 2 part, which I think is going to show pictures of the Great Migration, right?
Oh, this is the browser, but where's it's not there.
Okay, don't worry about it. Just keep the browser up. So I want to come back to the grocer, and I want to come back to a statement that the lady of the house said. Gentrification eats itself. The outcome of gentrification are overexpensive, dead cities. I don't know if y'all put 4 and 4 together yet, though. Let me tie those bonds together. Edens, which is the gentrification wing of Union Market, is the people who own majority of the buildings that's happening in Union Market. Union Market itself, La Cosecha, several businesses around, and burgeoning businesses to be. Edens opens up a pop-up grocery store that specializes in selling international foods in the middle of a market. Why? Why? Why would Eden's, this is a quick quiz for y'all, I'm going to see if y'all can catch the riddle before I can solve it for you. Why would Eden's, the gentrification wing, the real estate wing of New Union Market, open up a new international store in the middle of Union Market?
It doesn't have to do with displacement, trying to price the international markets out, essentially.
There is a meat market inside of Eden's Union Market. I have overheard some of the butchers at that meat market say that they have gotten meat from the international market.
Wow.
When I walk into the international market, the steaks that we like, $8 a pound. When I walk into the Union Market, the steaks that we like, $22 a pound. So then why would Eden's open up an international market in the middle of Union Market? To do what? To displace. And as much smoke as I want to give it directly to Eden's, because it is their fault, this displacement is built on a demand.
Right.
These white folks in Union Market are so uncomfortable with black and brown international people that they need a specialty store specifically catered to their experience so that they can enjoy the same benefits of an international market. So when the lady of the house says that gentrification eats itself, I see a market built in a market to destroy a market.
Right.
That market will eventually need.
I wrote something about that too. Well, an example would be like, a white couple from the Midwest who are, they have nice jobs, a hipster lifestyle. They move in a soon-to-be gentrified neighborhood in a working class area, but the generational residences are working class. They have a different culture, of course. They are more into bars and lounges, that type of thing. But the gentrifiers are into Soul Cycle and vegan restaurants. So because they make more money, the property developers cater to them.
Of course.
Right. And they're the ones who are willing to pay the exorbitant amount of money to stay there. So.
Oh man, I wish you would have went. I see that. I talked about this on Thursday. I saw that directly at the corner store around the corner from the small one box. Yeah. It amazes me that the last time I did an event with 301 Icon in February, that corner store reminded me of just a regular ass DC bodega corner store.
Right.
When I went in there this last time, this joint was a wine cellar.
That's insane.
And I don't mean a cellar of wine. I mean the bougie place where white people keep their wine. Wines, it had the wooden racks. It was a completely different feel. Their focus wasn't on dollar snacks and selling Rellos. Their focus is on selling $30 a bottle of wine.
I'm pretty sure back in the day they used to have a cat. Like those.
Yeah,
right.
No more.
No more.
Because what gentrification does, it changes the demographic of the neighborhood. So now, in order to stay in business, you have to cater to these people. And Eden knows that. Eden knows that Trader Joe's is not a real grocery store. They know that it's a motherfucking TV dinner, right? And they know these white people are not shopping these international markets where the real food is coming from.
That's crazy.
It's wild. We got any comments?
We got a lot of comments. On YouTube, let's see, we got.
Ask the people, should I smoke lemon bean, Jack Herrera, or a mix of both? Go ahead.
Chris Allen says, seems like shit ain't been right since the Nats came to RFK. Like Pittsburgh and Dayton, Ohio, white cities look industrial as fuck. And then savior mentality. He said Jack.
Who's Jack?
Jack here.
Oh, okay, for sure.
And then on Instagram.
Thought you meant my friend Jack. Like, what? Jack out here displacing? Damn it, Jack. I will revoke my friendship, goddammit.
Not revoke.
I do got a black friend. His name is BeMo. No, you don't.
Okay. Boom says, and let's not forget about Metro PCS on Georgia Ave. Do they still play music?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They do. And every time I go by there, I just
make sure.
It better be some go-go playing over here.
Man, the dog walkers on Howard's campus. And the jog. All right. And then he also said noise regulations and attacks on pop-up markets in Mount Pleasant, all correlated.
All correlated. But yeah, we have a pop-up grocery store. The other thing I felt when I saw this, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
The other thing I felt here was jealousy.
Right. It's that easy for y'all to just...
I was talking to the lady at Songbird. You know she got a crush on me.
Yeah.
I was talking to her, smoking a blunt with Jess outside the office. I was talking to the lady with Songbird, and I was expressing all my dreams and shit. And she was like, "Oh, sounds like you need a storefront." Mm-hmm. And I wanted to look at her like, "White lady, please. You think I got the money and generational wealth and backing to just start a storefront? What? Lady, I got to pay the rent this month.
They don't even.
You talking about a storefront?"
That kind of just brought me back to that Jane Elliott video. Like they don't even realize.
They don't even recognize it's the wage gap, not the wage gap, the wealth gap is real.
Right.
You was crazy, random white lady. You know what's crazy, random white lady? I probably am of more money than you are.
Right.
But I still don't have the access that you have.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna give me the loans to start no fucking business in Union Market.
Right.
You know what Eden's gonna do? Eden. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that out loud. I don't know what I'm supposed to say that out loud.
I got some more comments.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say that out loud. I gotta check my contract. I gotta check my NDA.
Check your.
You gotta check your mates. We got more comments because it's rolling time.
Yeah. Boom says, but these young niggas savage now. No more neighborhood code.
Because they ain't got no neighborhood. What you mean neighborhood code? They don't got no neighborhood. Boom. My man told me in Southeast when he was growing up, it was 100 kids on the block.
What?
It was because every house, you said it was like 50 houses on the block, and every house had kids. Wow. It was 100 kids on the block. Wow. There was a graduating class for your high school, and there was a graduating class from your block.
Wow.
When you reduce that number to 50 kids, and you don't know 25 of them,
right?
You don't have a neighborhood. You can't even get a good 5-on-5 tournament going.
We might have to talk about, man, on Thursday.
What's up?
I feel like the youth are, man.
Right, the youth are in trouble?
Yeah.
Or are you old?
The youth are in trouble.
Uh-oh. We'll talk about it on
Thursday. We'll talk about it on Thursday.
Okay. You got any more comments before we get to our rolling break?
Yeah. Kendall says that's such a profound metaphor. Really sums up gentrification. Boom says, take a look at how they are rebranding these once predominantly black communities. Columbia Heights is Cohi. What?
Is what?
Cohi?
Yeah.
Adams Morgan is Admo.
Yep.
Another way for them to rebrand and take control of the demands of those communities.
They turned motherfucking Trinidad into Noma. Never forget.
Wow, they did. They did. Kendall says, getting money is really the only way to fight back. Boom says, that's real though. Boom says, you see the videos of this white lady interviewing people asking for their salary. The types of people speaks volumes.
Asking people for their salary.
I've seen videos like that too. Where they'll stop people on the street and ask them like how much they make and what they do.
Wow.
There is a stark difference between the white people and the black people.
Why is that?
This one video I watched, it wasn't a white lady. It was some random guy, but I think he was in New York. Most of the white people he asked were making like 6 figures, and they're doing, creative jobs.
What do white people do? We've had this conversation.
I gotta watch the video again because I was like, what do y'all really? One man was like, I make mid 6 figures. Yeah. And then I think he asked maybe 2 or 3 black people.
Yeah.
The one black guy who was making the most, he owned his own business. He was a fashion designer or a stylist or something. There was another black guy who was making like around 50K or something like that. I think he was like a custodian or a janitor or something. Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy.
Man, that nigga making more money than me.
Right. Right.
That's crazy. What other comments we got?
Akila says, how can we redirect people? Right. How can we redirect people from shopping at the pop-up grocery?
I mean, what's crazy is Because whiteness is so funny. I would be surprised if I ever saw a black person in a pop-up grocery store.
Right.
I would really be surprised. And if I saw them in, I think I would just stare them through the window like,
right.
Really?
Right.
Really?
Are you aware of what's happening right now? Do you know what you're doing?
The other thing I said before I forgot was basically like I was jealous because, man, this fucking food desert in Southeast been there for like 15 years.
That's what I'm saying.
And
like
niggas just got a pop-up grocery on a month because it's fun. Like,
is that easy
wow.
for y'all to just put a grocery store? Like, if that was the case, why?
That's wild. Like, now I'm like, what? Now I'm starting to think like, what the fuck? What the fuck is a barrier? I don't know.
That's crazy.
But it's rolling time. It's rolling time. For today's rolling time, I have a very good treat for you. My man Owen has produced a new project around hair equity. It is called Delilah. It is one of the most beautiful pieces I have seen. Definitely an additive to the Chocolate City Renaissance. To all my creators out there, to all my content creators out there, we off the making shit for social media. Like, we off that. Like, we off the trying to get your attention in the first 3 seconds. We off that. If you want to watch. If you don't want to watch, go back to your shitty social media life. I heard someone say the other day that the CEO of TikTok is considering themselves, the CEO of TikTok considers TikTok not to be social media, but to be media.
What?
To be forms of media, to be the new form of media. And if that's the case,
ooh,
you niggas will never know quality. Play my man Delilah. Hey there.
Black hair continues to be a trending topic all across the country, discussed on multiple platforms and even getting the attention of lawmakers over the past several years. You know, there's just something about the curls, the kinks, and patterns of an African-American woman or man's crown that's causing the conversation we're having.
From locks to twists to curls, kinks and waves. For many, it's not just a hairstyle, but a lifestyle. There's been plenty of cases when this type of hair, the texture, the style, is perceived as unprofessional.
On one side, you have a white rep with a documented history of using a Russian slur, and on the other side, a 17-year-old African-American student who has completed more than 20 matches
been wearing her hair like this
with no issues, but this time he was given an ultimatum. Cut his locks on the spot before he gets the match.
curly black hair. She has 1 week to tame her mane. Professional or even dirty.
One day, hey look, the real problem is your hair. It's unprofessional. It's the equivalent of me wearing a baseball cap to go to the grocery store, and that viewers needed to see a beauty queen. It felt like not only were you telling me that my hair was unprofessional, you're telling the people in our community, the people that look like me, that our hair.
Delilah says to us, children of Samson, love me. Delilah says, I love those who love me, so learn how to love me. Delilah says, do as I say. Delilah says, doing what I say equals loving me, which equals me loving you. So if you truly, truly want me, then do this. Delilah says, cut it. This is no place for your hair or the God that resides inside of it. Side with me, Delilah says, pick me and not your hair. Delilah says the fruits of her ripe labor are at the tips of your fingers. Just cut off the history weighing you down. Delilah says it is not about where you came from, it is about where you are going. Delilah says she can fix your past, all of it was a mistake. Delilah says fix your mistakes. Delilah says you do not deserve her love. until you fit the description, until the God in you fits the description. The God in your kinks is unprofessional. Delilah says that the God in your locks is simply too.
If y'all want to see more of that, which that thing is beautiful, I'm not gonna lie, head over to Owen M. Hart on Instagram, or Owen is also Delilah. Just search Delilah by Owen on YouTube to check out the whole thing. It is a beautiful situation. The lady of the house is having trouble with her microphone right now.
Owen.
Huh?
I didn't know that was Owen.
Yeah, it's Owen.
Nice.
Yeah, it's Owen's. That's Owen's beautifully directed project. My man, on some real Renaissance shit. Again, I have been obsessed with the Harlem Renaissance. Some niggas were working like jobs so that they could be creatives later. This nigga Owen right now is a whole construction worker. What? That to me is the most beautiful thought to have, just to be thinking about Owen like sitting on top of a skyscraper, finishing off some nuts and bolts, but also thinking about hair equity as he overlooks the city. That's a beautiful thing. Right. That's such a beautiful thought to me. And I cannot wait. And this is why the lady at Songbird saying I should just open up a storefront, to me is just a ridiculous thought. Niggas got to work jobs to be able to create their whole visions. This nigga had to pick up what other people call career so that he could just be creative.
I was about to say, we shouldn't have to though.
We shouldn't have to. We should have generations of wealth that allow us to walk into the footsteps of the other generational giants that came before us. But Jordan Huston died broke.
And Madam C.J. Walker's daughter squandered all her wealth.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, today's blunt is being sponsored by our good friends, as always, over at Street Lawyer Services. We really appreciate them for sponsoring the ashtrays over at the Wake and Bake Fest, for being a constant sponsor of Wake and Bake with BeMo. They were at the National Cannabis Fest, and we do have a shared opinion about what happened at National Cannabis Fest. But as far as I-71 shops, as far as the gifting situation goes, I think that Street Lawyer Services is one of those places that can guarantee you the quality of what you're looking for. I was talking to my man Elevated. He said that Lonnie, the street lawyer, what do you call him, was a pioneer in the game of the I-71. One of the first I-71s in D.C., set up on A Street, took all the bullets, took all the raids, took all the haze and all the confusion from government, manipulated the gray market so they were able to get situations like this, and now they are sponsoring a revolutionary voice like ours. As I was talking to myself, pretending to talk to my employers, I don't think they knew who they fucking with.
No.
So today's blunt. Today we are smoking Jack Herrera, a sativa, something that we have spoken on the show before. They did shoot us that lemon bean that we smoked last night. Shit was fire. Not gonna lie, it had a good lemon taste to it.
Yeah, it was very lemony.
It's very lemony. It's called lemon bean, so I guess a little on the nose.
Yeah.
But speaking of NCF, while I'm here, you can also sign up to be a Wake and Bake with BeMo Night or donate to the show, BeMoAuthentic.com/the rent. The lady of the house is putting up the lower third in case you need instructions exactly how to do so. Okay, the show costs $2.17 each. We do need donations to keep this thing going. Although I just announced a sponsor, y'all could also be the sponsor too. Okay, and if you're looking to sponsor, Chris Allen, if you're looking to sponsor and have your situation played during the show, holla at me. It ain't no thing. We can figure it out. Figure out the prices. What's up?
Kendall asked he said that film was beautiful. Do you have the creator's IG?
Yeah, at Owen M. Hart. Owen M. Hart. I think that's his name. Hold on, let me check my Instagram real quick.
Are there periods in between his name?
Hold on. It's Owen.M.Hart. And his name is me, boy. And that's how he talk. Yeah, Delilah is fucking beautiful. Yeah. You film creators, y'all got to get together. Okay?
Right? Ooh.
Maybe y'all can shoot the BeMo show.
Super film. But.
Super film. Let's spark this blunt. And actually what I want to do, if the people don't mind, I'm going to take my dyslexic voice. I hope y'all have some patience with me. I wrote a review of the National Cannabis Fest. I want to read the review and then we can speak about it colloquially, but I wanted to read it on some French Dispatch shit, okay? I watched the French Dispatch and now I think I'm James Baldwin, okay? Okay, hold on. Let me spark this blunt and we can get right into it.
Do you have a scene?
For NCF?
Yeah.
No, I don't have a scene for NCF.
Okay.
I'm just gonna read and then we're gonna talk.
Okay.
It's 712 words, okay, and I might stumble, okay, and the print is small and I'm getting older and I'm smoking a blunt. Enough of the excuses, BeMo. Just read the thing. All right, man. My man's Dave Ross read this yesterday, had a tear come in his eye. He's like, I didn't know you could write. I was like, yeah, nigga. That was my original skill. Here we go. The name of the piece is A Gift That's Not a Gift. BeMo's review of the National Cannabis Festival. Are you ready to leave the house?
Mm-hmm.
A noon sun approaches apex on a cloudless afternoon 3 days post 420. Saturday, a mist is formed in the shadow of the once great RFK Stadium. If this asphalt could talk, it would tell tales of downtrodden footsteps, spilled lager, and tears. Today, the grounds will report little fatigue for the patrons of the National Cannabis Festival, gathered but never set foot on Lot 8. Gravity was an option often ignored between each ceremonial pass. The people could fly. After receiving proper credentials and search for anti-flotation devices, a surge of humanity was herded by a soon-to-be common sound of emergency vehicle. As a result of this quick madness, I found myself in line. A line I assumed to be the second form of entry. My ignorance illuminated when a flag-waving ATM slowly appeared in sight. I abandoned this line and the mentality of commercialism. A mistake. Marketed as an all-day concert exhibitionist fair, exhibitor fair, munchie zone, education pavilion, and advocacy village, the main attraction at National Cannabis Fest was not legendary Ghostface Killer or iconic co-sponsor Wiz Khalifa, measured by occupation of land, length of lines, strength of activations, total amplified noise, and any other observable measure. The focus of the festival is gifting. Official and unofficial exhibitors behave more like open market merchants, flooding the festival with constantly competitive prices, ever-changing marketing tactics, and aggressive sales pitches intensifying what's unfold. A mass receipt reflective of every patron's purchase would read like a classified ad for bargain services and bulk products, $60 an hour massages, replica exotic gems, and overpriced sales fronts. With activities like carnival games, new cultivation technology, rolling competition, flower judging, and a professional wrestling ring, as the young folks would say, it's giving state fair. An exchange of thrills for cash. The facade of celebration is slowly chipped away by the lack of advertised free water, long lines, limited seating, constant emergency, and the bombardment of products. The National Cannabis Festival's music, education, and advocacy foundations are now used to sell products, merchandise. Sources producing the festival tell me that the total price for this year's festival is nearly $750,000. As DMV-based artist Joe Schmo Williams stated after leaving the NCF stage, we went on tour and only made money from merchandise. Capitalism stains even the purest intentions. Spontaneous conversations while standing in 45-minute conjoined lines for the second entrance, the ATM, blare over the sincerity of formal dialogue. Rare moments fueled with genuine enthusiasm for the fifth repeat of Mary Jane in the third genre are interrupted by the spectacle of failed pitches to visit booth 43. Strategically placed chairs create an illusion of participation in education and advocacy pavilions, but most disengaged by the time they finish their jumbo shrimp baskets. The National Cannabis Festival straddles a nationally recognized phenomenon and a locally highly regarded annual event. In my time in DC, there are two characteristics that generational Washingtonians respect: sincerity and consistency. Saturday's festival treats those characteristics and their bestowers as inclusionary checkpoints rather than partners in success. If the NCF is not careful, they will isolate the local community trying to grasp national attention. State fairs do not work that way. Simply put, cooking with seasoning tastes differently than seasoning after cooking. I recognize that the nuance of this complaint is exaggerated by its implications, but consider these examples. Local food trucks line the back of the festival, while nationally branded or NCF vended food has strategic seating, larger cook areas, and faster service closer to the center of the festival. I-71 shops from DC are accustomed to to an exclusive cash business. And when these rules are relaxed during the festivals, these same shops are operated by businesses from places where I-71 could only be a highway designation. And then lastly, while advocacy programs like Free the Weed Man created viral merchandise, my weed man snuck in through secret passages, artist entourages, and pure hookup. If it means anything, DC Stitch Fitteds donned the crowns of groundskeepers almost uniformly. The sun has begun to retreat, and the laws of gravity are fighting for my attention. I have consumed $45 and $5 water, 6 wings, 7 jumbo shrimp, a piece of my homie's funnel cake, 3 pre-prepared gifts, hundreds of sales attempts, and a paper cut from the flyer stuffed in my pocket next to my wallet. I'm fatigued by consumption, but starved for nourishment. My stomach tosses bottled water, but I remain dehydrated. My first purchases after the festival are 3 lemonades and a meal from my favorite restaurant. I need a taste. That's my review of the National Cannabis Festival. Any thoughts?
Well, I told you my thoughts, but
Go ahead. You can say it out loud because the people didn't hear.
yeah, I feel like it was a little spicy, but that's needed.
You think the article is a little spicy?
Just a tad.
What was the spicy part? I said it ain't had no taste.
Yeah, he said it ain't had no taste. That I was given State Fair. The fact that people kept trying to sell to you while you were in line or having conversations or at the advocacy pavilions. Yeah.
It was I just read the article, right? And I said it in very beautiful language. But the thing that bothered me most is the fact that I didn't see myself there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the Wake and Bake with BeMo Nights there. I didn't see similarly minded people producing, attending, participating in this National Cannabis Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that kind of drives me crazy about marijuana culture is that it often tries to lean on the lowest common denominator as it comes to marketing or even gathering the attention of people. And what this festival did was use weed as a enticing moment, use the usage of weed as an enticing moment to get people to buy more weed.
Right.
When I'm having conversations with potential clients, when I'm having conversations with people who are trying to do events and produce things there in the city, one of the first conversations we have is about ticket pricing.
Mm-hmm.
If the outcome of your event is to sell a thing, don't charge.
Right.
Don't charge. Our people have a lower accessibility to capital. Mm-hmm. So the $15 that you was going to charge to get in is actually a $15 discount on whatever they were going to buy. So if you had $30 products and you had a $15 ticket, don't be surprised everybody just buy tickets.
Right.
And then you walk away and you're wondering why your product is not successful. It ain't nothing to do with your product. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
The people broke. When my man's Nomad asked me at the Flower Block Party Blossom Festival, whatever the fuck it was, the Flower Blossom Festival. Huh?
Flower Bomb Fest.
It wasn't Flower Bomb Festival.
It wasn't Flower Bomb?
It was a Block Party Blossom Fest or some shit like that. When I asked my man's good friend of mine from the area, I asked him, hey, you going to National Cannabis Fest? He was like, why would I pay $100 to go to that? To which I choked him on and said, $100? It's $100 to go? Now, mind you, I was part of the press. I got paid to write this article. And they let me in for the joint. But I was disappointed. I was disappointed that there was no nuance. I was disappointed that the main focus of the situation was selling weed, but no one sold weed. That's the thing that gets me. How we an advocacy program supposed to be pushing the boundaries of what's supposed to be legal, but nobody bought weed. If you look at the grand receipt, it looked like an Alibaba order and a back page request. That's what it looked like.
What?
Somebody, I'm not going to say who, somebody was giving out massages as the gift for marijuana. What? At the National Cannabis Fest, nobody bought any cannabis? That really bothers me. Do we have any comments before we move on to the next topic? But to say, I won't say that I didn't enjoy myself. I will say it was sensational.
Mm.
And I think people have confused sensation and excitement with quality.
Yeah.
By no means do I think this was a good festival. It was a festival that happened. I congratulate all the producers who made it happen, because $750,000 is not an easy price tag to clear. But I'm begging you. Maybe you shouldn't have events that goddamn expensive.
Right.
The stage is about as big as this apartment building. And I wish I was exaggerating. The stage was fucking huge.
Why?
Why? Wiz Khalifa ain't that big.
He not.
I don't know. I enjoyed myself, but I did not enjoy the structure, the production, the strategy, the focus of this festival. You know whose festival shit on that? And I hate to say it because I'm the one who made it. But I'm being so serious.
It was really.
The Wake and Bake Fest was way more better. It was way better than the National Cannabis Fest.
Everybody there left with something.
Yeah, it was real. We talked. We had a dialogue. The purpose of it was not to move weed. The purpose was to connect people, and that's what people did. People connected.
Exactly.
The future of entertainment is intimacy. Mm-hmm. That's all right. Y'all can keep y'all festivals, though. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah, we got some comments.
The same way I feel about the festival is the same way I feel about the latest season of Snowfall, too. Just want to let you know.
Oh.
It lacks taste.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it ain't got no taste. Ain't got no taste. That joint turned into power. Yeah, and power ain't got no taste. Yeah, I'm ready to fight the lady of the house over it too. We fight about it often.
Why?
Huh? I want a box.
No, Ghost is hilarious. That nigga is wild. He be saying the most disrespectful shit, which is why I enjoy it.
Ain't he dead?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the comments.
That's why I don't watch it anymore, because he dead. Chris Allen said, "You sound like Jesus before he flipped the tables outside."
Who?
You sound like Jesus before he flipped the tables outside.
My mama, after the Will Smith situation, my mama called me talking about Jesus won a peace, and I was like, wait till you get Corinthians. Wait till you get to Corinthians.
No, wait.
I don't think that's true.
It's not true.
I don't think that's true. Based on the stories I read,
yeah, he was very upset.
My man's had attitude often. Often, but turn the other cheek, walk on water, whatever. Go ahead.
He said, "Could you bring weed in?"
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm surprised they.
I thought they weren't gonna let you. That's why I didn't bring no weed with me. But yeah.
Wow.
The rules were, a producer told me, I don't want to say who, but a producer who was actually an owner, a pretty established person in the city before they left. Producer told me that they were talking to MPD. And they said that based on how the I-71 law is written, and because it's like so gray, if let's just say the police captain had a bad day, he could arrested everybody at the festival. So
how are the laws?
Okay, I'll say this because I know this to be true. So one of the sponsors for the show had a booth. I was listening to the planning of the booth, right? And I saw the rules for the booth. And of the rules of the booth, it said no amplified noise. Yeah. Right? So they planned a real Gentile, low energy situation. When I walk into the National Cannabis Fest, the first thing I hear are DJs, and it's not fair flossing on stage. Yeah. All these other booths have amplified sound. There is a wrestling ring in the middle of the festival. That's wild. In which there are announcers announcing live, like Jim Ross, in the middle of the festival. Wow. But they told our local dispensaries, keep it quiet. Right. What are the comments we got?
Akila said, "Same with the intellectuals. Same to anyone doing similar concepts. We must come together." Oh,
I agree.
All of the creatives who have similar platforms should come together. We must stop separating our superpowers. This was from earlier.
Who's that, Chris?
No, that was Akila.
Akila
on Instagram.
Oh, you reading comments off the YouTube?
Yeah.
Hey.
Right.
Ow. Y'all can get the full screen on YouTube and Twitter. And I want you to know I'm finna read all you punk ass niggas in a second. Because I saw y'all tweets yesterday. Keep going, because we got one more thing we got to talk about before we get to the burning question.
Okay. Boom said, Wake and Bake BeMo Film Fest with the looking eyes. And Kendall said, making the next Wake and Bake ad and art film would be fire.
What do you say?
Making the next Wake and Bake ad and art film would be fire.
Okay, so now I have two ideas. So I have one idea for the next Wake and Bake with BeMo promo. Okay, we need studio though. We need studio and we need money. It has to be rich. All right. And now the Kindle one says that. Now I want to make like an avant-garde, us in black turtlenecks doing random poses like Solange. Yeah. Now I want to do that shit. Now I want to do some surreal ass art film. It don't make no sense. We know it don't make no sense, but it's pretty. I want to do some Black is King type shit. That's what I want to do. You got more comments?
Yeah. In fame, Odette. Capitalism is always the problem.
Oh, always the problem. Capitalism stains everything, even the purest of intentions.
Right. Chrissy said, keep it spicy. Jada.
I didn't think it was that spicy.
It's not like.
I think. I asked you last night if you were the founder / owner of NCF and you read my article.
Yeah.
What would you think? And you gave me two answers. You said if you could take criticism,
I'd take it with a grain of salt and feel like we missed the mark.
But if you couldn't take criticism, fuck that nigga.
Yeah, I'd be upset.
Here's the thing. I don't feel like I said anything disparaging. I don't think I don't think I said anything negative. I think I just observed. I saw what I saw.
Right.
I didn't write this in the article, but I wrote this in my note. So they say that the average 9 to 5 Monday through Friday worker clocks in for 40 hours, but only works like an average of 7 to 10 hours a week, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Because of like productivity and office distractions and like investment and engagement in the actual job. Like niggas go to 9 to 5, but they don't really, they be there. So they should be paid for that time. But the actual work that they do is between like 1 to 3 hours a day, right?
Yeah.
You know who don't follow that rule?
Who?
Niggas who work the velvet rope at events. These niggas clock in at 9 and they work the whole time with sincerity. Well, I don't see no wristband. You don't got the right wristband. You need a purple wristband. I don't see your name on the list. I got to escort you to the back. We take you to the front. I can't get you in here, Blair. You got the right wristband. Oh, it's green now. What? The niggas who work gates, security, velvet rope at events, these niggas are the true backbone of the American labor force, okay? Because they work hard. Jesus. I got put out in VIP. I'm trying to interview one of the artists, and here comes security. Hey, brother, I see you got the wrong wristband on. How you see my wristband on and I got a long sleeve shirt? Any other comments before I drag the people? Because I'm finna drag the people.
Jada Imani M says, Wiz ain't that big. I don't know about that.
Jada.
The LSD episode was lit.
The LSD episode?
In fame, Oda said that.
Snowfall,
okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody knows Wiz, but...
Everybody knows Wiz, but like...
I feel like he's not on the level of Snoop.
No.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't gonna say something negative, and I'm not gonna say nothing negative. Do you have any reactions to the National Cannabis Fest?
I mean, well, you didn't even tell me much. I just read your article.
Well, I was trying to keep it to the article to see if you knew what I meant, to see if it was clear.
Yes, it's clear. I could kind of visualize what you were saying. Like it just felt very commercialistic.
Everybody was as high as they were at the Wake and Bake Fest.
Really?
Different vibe though.
Okay.
It was a vibe of fatigue and dry. We gotta have more water at the next Wake and Bake Fest. Any other comments? Because we got to keep it moving. It's 9:20.
Boom says, really proud of your Wake and Bake event, bro. Having watched this since day one and seeing where you are now is inspiring.
It's crazy. We was off the phone with no furniture. Now look, we got a whole art background.
Wow.
We paid for this.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you know who gave me the blues joint?
No.
Lauren.
Which Lauren?
My college girlfriend, Lauren.
Oh, you all just told me your ex. You never said which one.
My ex gave me that joint. She got married while I was drying out at the National Cannabis Fest. As I told you we've had this conversation, and I feel like it's one of my favorite conversations is when I found out she was getting married, I had feelings. What was the feeling? What would we name it? I forgot what it was. Oh, it wasn't jealousy. Fuck. I gotta listen to the episode, but we had figured it out. We had like pinpointed exactly nostalgia. That's what it was. It was nostalgia. Yeah. We had pinpointed exactly what it was. So she got married on Saturday. I saw her in the wedding dress. I told you she was getting married on like Wednesday or Thursday, and I told you what my biggest feeling was at the time. It wasn't even nostalgia anymore. Now you know what I feel?
What?
Old. Because that's like, other than her being my college girlfriend, outside of that identity being just my ex, she's a completely individual person, of course, right?
Yeah.
She's also my peer. Like, her birthday is also 20 days before mine. Like, we have the same mindset. We watch the same television shows. Like, we have the same thinking about, we had the same thinking about maturity and relationships and age. And she got married. And that makes me feel old, because now that makes me feel grown. It follows up with the conversation we were having the other day when I said, when 23 and 25-year-olds look at me, they look at me like they talking to an adult.
Yeah. It's
the same thing. When I saw in her address, I was like, wow, that's an adult, which means I'm an adult. Yeah. Fuck. Damn. Fuck. I seen Lafayette on Instagram with a suit on. I was like, what is happening?
I've never seen that man in a suit.
He said he got one money suit and he only bring it out when he know niggas got money. And he had a t-shirt on underneath. It's like, what the fuck? I'm really grown? I'm really an adult out here?
Yeah.
My peers, let me put it in a better way. My peer who I respect has made what I think is a responsible choice to get married. That's a whole nother conversation than my friend got married. Because some of y'all friends got married at 22 and been divorced and getting ready to start on their second marriage, okay? No shade. It's true. I'm talking about somebody that might be on the chat, okay? It's no shade. It's true, though. Some of my friends already divorced, looking for their second wife. And we in the same peer group.
But you also
Not to say that I don't respect y'all, because that was fucked up. I do respect y'all. But what I'm saying is, in this situation, I have a friend whose mind and maturity I do respect, who I consider to be a far more responsible person than me. And she's getting married. That's a wife. Maybe that means I can't hide behind immaturity anymore.
Ooh.
Did I just call me out?
You did.
I mean, if you want to get deep about it, so we got a 6-year age difference, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but for a long time, I always indicated age with wisdom. I guess until I got to a certain age, right? I've had to abandon that same mindset as it came to our age difference as well, right?
Okay.
So I used to assume, especially probably in our second relationship, the worst, I would assume that because I was older, I knew better, or I was better at a certain degree. That I had the answers, like your brother said, like he got it figured out. All right, player, you got it, right? Mm-hmm. I've had to abandon that mindset, and I think it has freed me of some things. I'm still trapped to it to a certain degree. I made a statement the other day that I don't really appreciate about age, but I'm still getting to it. If we're 6 years younger, and I have abandoned the mindset that age is a direct tie to wisdom, strength, maturity, whatever the fuck else, right? I also can't hide behind you.
What do you mean?
If maturity is not an excuse, if the lack of maturity is not an excuse for consistency, then a differential of age cannot be an excuse for lack of development. Making sense? I used to think that because I was older than you, I would always be able to lead you, be better, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. And in abandoning that situation, what I have revealed is I was using my age as a crutch to not grow. Thus, creating a realm for you that makes you minimalize yourself. Because if I can't grow and I'm sitting here stomping on my feet, calling myself a leader, this is relationship 2 BeMo, not relationship 3 BeMo. If I am standing on the crutch of age and maturity, obviously not advancing, not succeeding in the way that he should be, especially that nigga like 2-3 years ago.
That was like 4 years ago.
God damn, that's crazy.
4 or 5, wow.
No, but I feel like my message has gotten convoluted. But what the eventuality of what I'm saying is, my mature, responsible friend, who I consider a peer, made a responsible choice to get married. Mm-hmm. Therefore, in this moment, because of this myth that I have built for myself, maturity can no longer be an excuse for commitment. I'm not ready. What you mean? What you mean you're not ready? My father asked why I ain't married you yet. I told him because we ain't moved. It's true though. It's because we in this trash ass apartment. That's why.
That's why you're not ready.
No, I'm ready.
I don't want to be married here.
No. I told my father, I said, what I'm going to do? Take her somewhere, propose, give her this beautiful ring that I have forged from the ground, and then bring her back here? No.
Man, y'all don't even know.
Y'all don't even know. You know what? We've run out of time for me to drag you punk ass niggas, okay? Because I'm going to drag y'all on Thursday. For those of y'all. I want to hear a poll if you think Black Twitter. Hold on, let me take some stank out of my voice. I'm gonna ask a quick question in preview for Thursday. Let me get a thumbs up if you think that Black folks contributed to the value of Twitter. Don't laugh.
Sorry.
I need a thumbs up. Damn it, can y'all see the sarcasm in my face? Is it there? I need a thumbs up if you think that Black folks or Blackness contributed to the value of Twitter. I want you to give a thumbs up if you think Black Twitter is a real place.
Uh-oh.
That is a preview for Thursday's conversation, but right now I need the burning question for the road. We have talked about the National Cannabis Fest, and then our first topic was gentrification. And this bitch ass pop up.
What's up?
I don't know if I should say it online.
What it is?
But I have a history of vandalism. I'll just say that. I'll just say that. And I'll keep that there.
I don't think I have any questions about what we were just talking about.
You got any questions about gentrification? What else did I have on the situation this morning? I had 4 things on the docket, but we only talked about 2. I guess we got into it.
Okay, how would you have made the National Cannabis Festival better?
No music.
No music?
No music.
Interesting.
The only celebrities should be there are celebrity cultivators, celebrity growers, celebrity smokers, but no performances.
Ooh.
That's where they first fucked up.
How?
Performances. You made it. You have now. Music is so powerful that it can distract focus.
Right. Was everybody mobbing towards the stage?
Like it's like okay. You put trying to think. It's demographics.
Mm-hmm.
You put Wiz Khalifa on I sound old. You put Wiz Khalifa on a flyer next to the creative director for Cookies. Yeah. Who's more likely to show? Who's going to show up more? Wiz Khalifa and music fans, or people who know who the creative director of Cookies is?
Right.
The National Cannabis Fest could have been different because we haven't got to better yet. Could have been different if the focus was more so on the things that they did the following night at Echo Stage, which was announce the cannabis winners, which I think is the only thing they actually did. They did the Slick Rick concert and they announced the cannabis, like the actual people like judging cannabis, in which I had to figure out how to be a judge. All right, so we kill that shit. All right, us and the 13 people here. Okay, we kill that shit.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what's crazy? This is what we would do. This is what we would do. To be a judge, we get all the shit, right? Mm-hmm. Make sure we get enough. Invite like 15 people over to the box. Have a session. That's it. Take out the music. I think you would have shifted the focus to a more cannabis advocacy and education moment. Mm-hmm. I also would have invited more national people.
Okay.
The furthest reach I saw, I think, was Pennsylvania, and technically Street Lawyer Services because they're in Miami as well. Mm-hmm. But like nobody from Cookies, nobody from Backpack Boys, nobody from Garrison, nobody from the Canada dispensaries, no legal people.
Wow.
And I get why, because as the producer told me, NPD could change their mind and just confiscate everybody sitting in the rest y'all.
Right.
And if I'm Cookies, do I really want to bring $1 million worth of product over here to get it confiscated and be arrested in DC for niggas in the gray market? Fuck no. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
So I would do that. The second thing I would do is, and this might be the tricky part, because the first thing I just did was actually significantly shrink the audience. If I take out the music, you significantly shrink the audience. Now you have cannabis enthusiasts.
Right.
Right. And you have some cannabis like novice people in there as well. Not too many new people to cannabis or people looking for like more trendy cannabis. Trendy cannabis would be in the non-music joint. The tricky part now is how would I strip selling? Because that shit ruined.
Yeah.
That open market ruined the festival for me. Completely ruined it.
Okay.
Like the fact that it was me, Chris Cardi, and Nomad. We were standing in a semicircle talking about, I think we're actually talking about like the stigmatization of the weed smoker. And we were interrupted twice by two different people.
Yeah.
Who just walked up and telling us and trying to pitch us cannabis ideas. That ruined that, like the moment where we were going to have the conversation of music or of advocacy and education, destroyed. So you have to somehow control that shit.
Right.
I don't know how you do that. But control the selling, cut out the music, make it more about the cannabis, and cut the national. Cut that shit out.
Right.
Cut that shit out.
Yeah.
Cut that shit out. Y'all the cannabis festival. We're the cannabis festival. Cause this is my last point. And I hope there's some niggas from here that's on here. Never in my travels on this United States have I met a group of people who are from here who don't want to be from here.
Damn.
Niggas don't want, and I'm saying that not only as the festival coordinators, I'm saying that also as the demographic. Right. Because if they made it to DC cannabis festivals, niggas from here would be like, not that local shit.
Right.
call it the Cannabis Festival. And the reason why you call it the National Cannabis Festival is so that you can separate yourself from DC.
Right.
I know. I hear what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking creative theory done taught me too much. I see what's happening. I want to get an attitude about it, but I'm trying to be chill and just put out this article. I'm not going to make a clip about it. All right? Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Cut the music, center the cannabis, bring in the enthusiasts, bring in the nerds.
Yeah. The true connoisseurs.
I'm on a very thin line on this next point I'm about to make.
What's up?
But I'm tired of these bud tenders.
Wait, why? You mean like not dispensaries though?
The bud tender. There are women.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Who resemble bottle girls.
Got you.
And know much about marijuana as bottle girls know about champagne.
Right.
That's not what I need at this festival. I need a nigga that's gonna tell me, who's gonna be able to print me, who's gonna be able to test the weed in front of me, print me a receipt, and be like, this is how you gonna get. That's the type of shit I want to see at a National Cannabis Festival.
Right.
I want to see more cutting edge technology, like how to grow seeds faster, but safer.
Right.
How to be more sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Get me into the agriculture of the motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Don't
just sell me some weed, man. Fuck. I got weed.
Right.
And I don't have to pay $85 to get some weed.
Right.
I don't have to pay $85 to text my mans right now. That's ridiculous. All right, so I'm about to do the attitude. We want to thank y'all for watching another episode of Who Way You Make We It Be. Mo. We're going to leave y'all with the Technicolor video. Make sure you go check out my man Yaj tomorrow. Actually, today at the Pie Shop, they're having the organic choice put on by Made in the DMV. My man Yaj will be performing. I need y'all to give it up loud. You know, I don't know if...
What?
I gotta check to see if they let our people in the pie shop. Okay, okay, because they don't let the dirty people in to fucking Songbird or whatever. Y'all have y'all safety, huh?
Technicolor?
Yeah, we gonna play my man Yash Technicolor before we leave out. Head out to Broccoli Organic Choice tonight. See my man perform. I think he's gonna do that, either that or Purple Sage. But here's my concern.
What's up?
When Yaj performs, here's what I notice about the artists I fuck with.
Yeah.
Any artists I fuck with. We be in like small situations because we're a very intimate group.
Yeah.
We both in small situations and they start performing and people are dumbfounded.
Yeah.
Like their initial reaction is just like.
Right.
And so in a contest that's based on noise, I'm concerned. That's why I wanted to be a judge. Okay? Because that silence to me is huge. Like you were listening, like you were transfixed.
Right.
Not you were prepared to respond. You were listening to intake instead of listening to respond.
Mm-hmm.
Play my man Technicolor. Good morning, y'all.
If you name no place and time, I'll be there. It could be another life, I'd be there for you. If it gets cold, I'll warm you. And if it's too loud, I'll calm you down. If it gets dim, if it all fades out, I'll see you in Technicolor. Excites me, ignites me, invites me. You like it, I love it. You need it, I want it. The deeper the color, oh. For all in between, hold on to me. If it all gets dim, if it all fades out, if it all fades out, I'll see you in Technicolor. I 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 see you in Technicolor. Yeah, my baby. If you name the place and time, I'll be there. It could be another life, I'll be there for you. And if it gets cold, I'll warm you. And if it's too loud, I'll calm it down. And if it gets dim, if it all fades out, I see you in Technicolor. Oh, I see you in Technicolor. I do. I see you in Technicolor. Oh, I see you in Technicolor. I do. I see you in Technicolor.